This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories here today with Deanna Carr with the Mystical Moonlight. Hey, Deanna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. All right, today's surprise topic, you've probably never heard of this guy, Robert Johnson. Okay, so he was a blues singer that had great influence if you fast forward till today. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
You have?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Now it looks like you froze up. Up. Okay, you're back. All right. So Robert Johnson, born 1911 in Mississippi. Of course, he was black. Lots of racial discrimination, especially in Mississippi back then. And of course, he lived in extreme poverty. Moved from plantation to place to place to place to place with his family or whatever. He learned harmonica and guitar and like I said, moved around a lot. In the 20s, he was mentored by Son House and Willie Brown, and they were blues performers, and he learned what he could from them. But he did not have great reception. Okay, his style was considered rough and not very refined. Are we on track there
Hmm.
so far?
Yep.
Okay. In the early 30s, he disappeared for roughly 2 years and nobody knows where he was. This is a key point. Okay, so nobody knows where he was, but he traveled all over the South when he came back playing beautiful music. So the story goes that he met up with the devil and sold his soul for the ability to play guitar. How does that sound?
It sounds pretty accurate.
So that's what he did. Any more detail there?
So when you have somebody that has rough skills, not really talented whatsoever, and they come back playing magically,
Yeah.
there's only two things that happen. One, they worked at it very hard, but there's some things that you can't go from being bad at to fantastic at.
Yeah.
There's just like it's almost impossible unless you
Yeah.
spend years and years and years. Um, so what he did is he went on a trip. He was trying to learn. It wasn't like he was like, hey, let me do this right away.
Yeah.
He was actually trying to learn. He was trying to build a following, build an audience. And during his journey, he realized that it wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
And for people that have dreams, goals, aspirations, especially in that time frame, like you already have so much going against you. You
Yeah.
already feel unseen, unheard. And that was what he really wanted to just be heard. He just wanted to be heard. Um, he did end up, making a deal. And he did get those skills by obtaining a deal and contract that while he plays this beautiful music, he is going to contract the souls at the same time that listen to it. So when you listen to certain music and musicians that have deals with the darker side, um, you don't lose yourself to it, but they do get a piece of your energy, right? I mean, think about it. When you hear beautiful music and it gives you the chills, your body is reacting to it. Your body is giving out energy, is outputting energy. So they understood when you listen to certain things, your energy is being output and they can grab it. Okay. It's not taking away from your soul in itself, but it's taking away from your energetic fields and pulling it in. So that is part of it. They were able to, use his music. People loved it. People were excited about it, and they were able to take that moment and take some of the energy from it.
So that's really why all the entertainers now are basically satanic and dark, right? And they're
Yeah,
scoop like they do all these concerts and everyone's like excited and they're taking some of that energy and that feeds
yeah,
the dark side.
yeah. Okay, so you're not gonna like this part. But if you watch K-pop Demon Hunters, like I have a million times with my kids, um, there's a section of it, like, yes, it does talk about demons in it, but it has a part where it really makes it understandable for people, just like they make movies for adults talking about this. Kids movies have all the great information about what's going on in certain areas, and K-pop is a perfect example about the music industry. They have these dark demons that come up. They make beautiful songs, and part of it was, well, you give me your heart because you love the artist, you love the song, you're just drawn to it. They're going to take part of your soul.
Ooh,
It's
I'm
the
getting
same thing. You
chills.
are giving them your energy when you're so excited about it. You don't really think about the energy you're outputting. Like, when you hear a song, you start dancing, you start getting excited. You're like, oh, this is amazing. You're outputting good energy.
Hmm.
You're outputting that. But
Got it.
where does it go? Like, are you using it in a good way? You are um, creating this energy.
Yeah.
You're creating it. But where does it go afterwards? Do
Exhausting.
you become busy? Do you work on something that you're excited about? Are you focused on doing the dishes? Or like, what are you doing while you're outputting this energy? And if you're in the right setting, say a concert, they can just suck that up and into what they need. So that way you're still happy dancing, outputting this energy. You're not losing anything. But once you start to, relax and come, oh, I'm exhausted. I don't have any more energy right now.
Right.
Oh, I just
Right.
want to go to sleep. This was a
Yeah.
great party, but I gotta go now.
Got
That's
it.
what happens is your energy starts to deplete because they have taken that excess you've created. Now you don't have that excess energy to work with moving forward.
Got it. Got it.
Does
Got
that
it.
make sense?
Yep. So basically, was it because he wished that he was famous? Like, how did he create this contract? Like, what? I don't need this step by step, but how did he call in the person that he created the contract with?
So usually it takes a little bit. You have to, one, have the desire, a very deep desire to have this dream or goal happen, right? It's like it is a desire that, is kind of like unchangeable,
Mhm.
right? Like that's the only thing you want to do no matter what. And it's kind of like he was preying upon it. He was telling the universe, this is what I want, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And then at some point it switched to, I'm going to keep working on it. Like, just make this happen. And
Yeah.
it started going into more of that dark mindset. Plus, you have to think when you are in more of a impoverished place and in thoughts and in just in placement in self,
Right.
you are already around darker energies. You're already around energies that could easily prey upon your energy and keep you in that stagnant
Right.
space. So it's not easy. I mean, it is easy for the darker energies to say, "Hey, this guy would definitely be a willing subject matter."
Right.
Um, and that's where they kind of start to come in. It's writing a contract and signing this contract is a little different than what people think. Like most people think like, oh, you go down to the depths and you sign your a contract. There are many ways it can happen, and I'm not really going to go into
Yep.
how
Yeah.
but he was able to get to that stage and he did do that. um it's it was something that he was very excited about at first, but over time, and all artists are understanding this, over time it's very draining. It changes you. I mean, you can see artists that it takes a full 360 turn. Like they're decent people and then boom, what happens?
Yeah.
So it does take a lot just from the body, and you actually aren't yourself anymore. You are not the
Right.
person you were before. Even though you had a desire, you don't really get to be excited about it because it's not really about you anymore.
Right.
You are just a tool.
Right. Okay. So don't do that, kids, if you're watching at home. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You
One.
you you make your dreams happen a good way.
Yeah.
You put the work, you put the energy into it, and you put excitement and love into it, you'll be fine. And sometimes it shows you like if things don't work out the way you want it at first, maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe there was a different goal in mind. And that's what a lot of people have a hard time. Like when you have a deep desire, like, okay, if it's not working this way, maybe just pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that they can pivot. You don't have to change what you're doing fully, but
Right.
just pivot
Mhm.
and see if that works. And you just keep pivoting until you're like, wow, this it makes me excited. This is working. I'm helping so many people.
Yeah.
Um, and when, like I said, when you're in a dark place, a dark mindset, a dark space in general, it's easier to think this is the best way out.
Right. And
But
again,
no matter what, it's not.
raised in poverty with all that discrimination and all that, he probably didn't realize he had other ways or other recourse, other things he could have done. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you're forced to be stuck. The system wants you stuck.
right,
The system doesn't want you to begin with.
right.
So it's, it's very a hard situation. So I mean, he wanted change. He wanted things to change.
Yeah,
He just did it in not the best way.
right. Okay, let's go on with a couple other points. So he recorded,
Hmm.
the Crossroad Blues and all this other music. I think it was 29 songs he recorded in 2 sessions. And again,
Hmm.
style when on the other side of this 2 years was extremely impressive. Like everyone aspired to be like him. And then he died mysteriously around age 27. So they
Hmm.
say he's likely poisoned and buried in an unmarked grave. What could you tell us about that?
It was part of the contract.
Okay. Wow.
Most people in contracts don't actually live to a long point in time.
Right.
Like part of the contract, if you don't really read it and you just sign, it is a negotiable
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But for most of them, it does say a certain age and point where you will
Expired.
go on
Yeah. Okay.
or do something different.
All right. Okay. So he died around age 27, buried, and really he was, we're going to call it largely unknown during his lifetime. But in the 60s and 70s, when blues singers were starting to like make a comeback, he became wildly popular again
Hmm.
posthumously after he died. So like he influenced like Muddy Water,
Yeah.
B.B. King, Eric Clapton, all those blues singers and he laid the foundation for a lot
Hmm.
of rock and roll and blues. Isn't that cool? So he did help
Yeah.
a lot. He is in the Musical Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And again, his Crossroads myth has been talked about, but nobody ever knew if that was real or not. So now you know more of the story, right?
Hmm.
So he influenced music even today.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So this
Yeah.
K-pop thing,
A lot of artists do.
do you go ahead with what you were going to say?
What?
I was going
No,
to ask
what
you,
about K-pop?
I want to know about this K-pop Demon Hunter thing. Like, I don't really get it, but everyone's talking about it. So it's a cartoon with a lot of music, and people are
Hmm.
going wild for it. And the girls that are the singers are
Yeah.
demon hunters. Okay. And
Yeah, they're called huntrix and they hunt the demons through their music.
okay. Okay.
So their power is their voice.
Okay.
They have abilities because of their music to save the world from the demons in the dark, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um but one of the demon hunters is actually a part demon,
Oh,
right? So she feels displaced, she feels bad. And the reason I bring this into it is because um even as spiritual people, we always think that we have to be perfect. We have to be above, we have to be this golden child, no imperfections, no matter what religion, no matter what
yeah.
you believe in. We always have this idea that we have to be perfect, right? And that was part of it, was she was battling this idea of what perfection is and then hiding part of herself. Um and then she meets a demon who actually turns out to want to help her, who wants to not be a demon. He wants to, experience the love. So it shows this complex understanding of what like, let's say, angels and demons are like. There's this mix and this balance, and that is the biggest draw from this is the balance. We are all have good and bad in us. It's just how we choose to move through it. And part of one of their songs is, I kept pushing my darkness down and like, feeling like I'm a bad person when I should have just allowed the light to heal it. I should have just allowed myself to heal and move forward instead of trying to hide and, just push these emotions to the side. And then part of it is, we're talking about a huge industry in itself, music. I mean, everybody's loving the music, but if you listen to the lyrics, it does talk about, a demon wanting to use music to take the energy, to take the soul, to feed it, so the darkness can come back into the light and take everybody, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, so it's this very complex balance of light versus dark, and it does a great understanding of how one music is incorporated, how music is using the dark and light to play with people's emotions, feelings, and draw them into either side. Because that's music is a part of that. It draws you to the darker side, it draws you to the lighter side, and it goes off of what energy you're already feeling. Like, I feel really moody. I'm going to put this darker energy on. Okay, I'm feeling really perky. I'm going to play this hip hop or something exciting. So your energy does play a role into what you listen to. Um, and then part of it too is they talk about how the voices actually heal and soothe the soul and are such a unique tool that some people have this unique power with. And this is where I get excited because this isn't the first time I heard this. Now, there is a scary movie out there that talks about how the music actually can be multidimensional. It can bring in souls and past lives. And this part of the movie I'm really excited about because that is part of sound healing. You can bring in this multidimensional healing through sound waves, through
Right.
sound healing. And some people have this natural gift with their voice. They can do that without having to use tools. The voice is the tool. Have you ever heard somebody where you just instantly get chills or you instantly just want to cry? There's something about their voice that just touches your emotions and
Right.
brings up these emotions and you
Right.
feel soothed, healed, whatever it might be. They have these gifts. The movie itself hits a lot of points that are accurate. That's why I do like kids' movies because they do show multiple sides. You just have to look at the bigger image.
Okay.
I hope that explains it. It's a lot of info.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot. But I see everyone's talking about it, and I wasn't sure if it's good or bad. Like I didn't get it. So thank you.
Well, it depends on your perspective. I'm not going to say it's bad. I mean, my kids are watching it. We listen to it. We listen to it every day.
They don't want you
Not
to
by
talk.
choice. Not by choice. My daughter wants to listen to it twice a day, every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I do know the lyrics. I wouldn't say it's bad. I think it shows people a perspective that they might not once thought about.
Okay.
So I'm going to say it is a decent movie for people to really look into. For its popularity, I think there is part of it that it plays on a perspective of really drawing into that dark versus light. And
Yeah.
I think people feel heard with that. Like, they see both sides and it kind of is interesting. It's
Okay.
intriguing.
Okay. Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it, and we'll talk again.
Of course.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.